I'm here at the Clayton Center, and this month, during the month of October, we have artist Jim Whitfield, and we also have Jim Brown and his watercolor class, who we'll be meeting later. Jim Whitfield is from Clayton, and he's a CVA member. Will you tell us where you're from, Jim, originally?
Originally, I'm from Denver, Colorado. Yeah, I grew up there and then moved to California about 43 years later and lived there for 20 years, and then I moved here.
Okay. Could you tell us about your journey to becoming an artist?
It started when I was real young, about 13, 14, right in there. I bought a set of oils and tried to paint, and didn't work very well, so I practiced a little bit, and then I painted a painting of the crucifixion used my brother as a model, and that right now it hangs in California in a church there.
Were you the kid in art class that everyone was always saying, "Oh,
No,
Jim's the artist"?
I had fun, and I didn't take much art in class, in school anyway. Mostly mechanical, that kind of thing. That's why I went into drafting as a profession.
Okay. And I read something somewhere that you had done a mural at some point.
Yeah, I did. I did a couple of them. One for my grandsons when they lived in California were sharks on the wall.
Oh.
And the other one was for another person in California that it was a panel, she wanted a mural on her wall, but I talked her into doing 3 panels so that she could take them with her if she ever decided to move.
Okay. Well, Jim's work is very beautiful. It looks very inspired by nature, very powerful. Can you tell us a little more about your inspiration?
Just growing up in Colorado, hunting and fishing in the mountains, hiking.
Okay. Have you entered any contests like that?
Just
ribbons?
here mostly.
I know you've won at the Food and Art Fair.
Right, a 3rd place and an honorable mention. Mm-hmm. And that was fun.
Okay, well, Jim's work is here through the month of October, as I said, and his works are all for sale. And they are acrylic.
Acrylic.
I'm not sure if we
I
mentioned.
switched from oils to acrylic only because of allergies.
Right. Okay, thank you. I'm here with Jim Brown, and Jim has been teaching art classes with Johnston Community College's Continuing Education Division at the JCC Cleveland campus. And Jim is here with 18 of his students. But first, Jim, will you tell us a little bit about where you're from?
Sure. I'm originally from Selma, North Carolina. I went to East Carolina University and had a BFA in commercial or communications art, and I've been an illustrator for 20 plus years and was in advertising and just thankful for this opportunity. A nice group of people I'm working with. So.
Wow, that's quite an art career you've had.
It's been a blessing.
I was looking at your artwork. I love watercolors. I'm a watercolor artist myself.
Oh, great.
And where do you get the inspiration for your art?
Well, I grew up on a farm, so I have an affinity for that type of subjects. But I just love, well, it might not show it in work, but I love working on people and hands and stuff. But it's mostly just from my upbringing and love for the state and actually, just family and stuff I grew up with. I had a close family, and that's pretty much it.
And you still stay busy as an illustrator?
I still do freelance from time to time. I have a job in addition to that, but I do freelance on the side still, and clients that are kind of regular clients, and then some that are just show up every now and then again from time. But I'm pretty busy with the job as well. So.
Now tell us about this art class. Was it meeting once a week? How many weeks?
Met once a week. It started, actually, some of the students have been with me for 7 years. It started back about 7 years ago, and some of the students have been with me since then. It's kind of grown, and a lot of them have stuck with me. It'd be once a week, 10 weeks, like in the fall and spring semester. And we got 2 more classes right now, and I told them they need to have a masterpiece before we quit the class this semester. So.
Well, it doesn't look like it was a big beginner class. This was experienced artists you were working with, wasn't it?
We have some that are different levels. It's not really suited as well for a beginner, but still we have 3 hours in a class, and I have an opportunity to go around with each one, and they've we initially started out with the suggestion of wanting, certain people would say, well, how do I paint this or how do I paint that? And so we'd have a subject and I'd do a demonstration. But as it's progressed, I've kind of encouraged them to do the things that they love to do because I believe it will motivate them more. And so as a result of that, it's hard. I still do some demonstrations. Did one the other day. My piece here is actually started as a demonstration a couple of years back. But they've taken their own initiative to do their own things, and so I just go around and individually help them, as much as I can. So.
Are there any special highlights or challenges you'd like to share from this course?
Well, a lot of them are women, and I have sometimes they're kind of tight on me sometimes, but no, they're a great group of people. I really enjoy them, and they keep me straight. So.
I can see in your painting style you really let the paper shine through in the whites, and that's very magical about watercolor. And it looks like you got all your students to do that to some degree as well.
Yeah, I give them a hard time sometimes. I tell them I'd like for them to stay away from black, and although I'm not opposed to mixed media or any type of art, I say I'd like for them to learn to leave the white and then work with the transparency and the overlays as much as possible. And sometimes it catches on quicker than other times. So.
Okay. Well, Jim, where could we see more of your artwork? Do you have it on display?
I don't really have it on display at this moment. I got a website that I'm still basically geared more towards illustration, but I'm getting pretty, working with all these people gets me pretty excited as well about art, and so I'm hoping I can start back and do a little bit more in the next couple of weeks, and I'd like to aim towards that a little bit more. It's in the past, it's not really necessarily been more fine art oriented as much as it has commercial oriented. So.
Okay. And you do have a website?
Yes, it's www.jimbrownillustration.com.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next month's artist exhibit will take place November 6th here at the Clayton Center. Our artists are Lisa Bailey and Martha Connolly, both local to Clayton. Also, if you or anyone you know is interested in displaying at the Clayton Center, the application deadline is October 31st. You can get a registration form or register online through our website at claytonvisualartsnc.org. And just go down to Artist Invitation, and there's all the information you need.